like the players are like professional. Like they don't seem like
They're not.
they're
Because
pretty much not.
I say this and some people are like, that's not true. It is my firm belief. Nick Saban does not coach you. Genuinely. He does not. Nick Saban doesn't do anything.
Well, it's all the reward.
That's what I'm saying. He goes, all right, offensive coordinator. Yeah, but he might be on that field. I don't care. It doesn't matter. And even if he is, it doesn't matter. Because he calls his offensive coordinator and says, all right, recruitment's coming up. Go contact the 10 best defensive offensive linemen in the country. Tell them we'll give them as much money. He goes, call the top 5 quarterbacks in the whole country. Tell them we'll give them whatever you want. He probably goes out there and he's like, tackle them. He's like, quarterback, throw the ball to the guy that's in the best place.
There's memes about Saban's after because he's on that field every day.
I know he does that, but like it's the same concept with like the he's like they're gonna be good regardless if they do trade all these players to come over.
I'm retired.
Alabama should be the best school I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
What program do they have?
I got us into school.
Exactly.
They're really good at basketball and gymnastics.
No, shut up. That doesn't matter.
Gymnastics are pretty good. Basketball, it depends.
That's what academics do.
Marine biology.
No. Yeah, guess who's got the best marine biology program in the South?
No,
And commerce science, like the comprehensive.
And nursing.
And education.
And education.
And music.
And music. And research. And research. Like Max. We're actually the top researchers in college like this season. Almost in the country. Almost in the country. Southern Miss is research. If you go look at top research articles like put out in the past 5 years, it's like Yale, Southern Miss, Southern Miss, Southern Miss,
This is so fun.
yeah, exactly. Because but then it's like, where's Alabama? Where's Texas? The highest grade.
Their priority for us.
Texas A&M. Texas A&M makes $120 million on
Unfortunately, though, for like high school, like we have like the best programs like commerce science, like education, and like nursing and all, but like that doesn't produce money like football.
No, but that's not even my point right now. My point right now is, why does Alabama not have best everything? They make $100 million a year. They could literally go to any of our professors and be like, you are a world-accredited researcher of law. They're like, here's $300 grand a year. I've never heard that. No one's going to turn that down. No, the loyalist person. Because they're like, really good job, right? This is what he goes, thank you. We should do it for $500 grand. He would be gone tomorrow. Dr. Mack would be gone. No professor here. No professor in their right mind would do that. They have money because Alabama is not they make $105 chump change. It's not tuition. It's not donations. It's not it doesn't make any sense. They should be like, I get that they're good at football.
No, I know that was so. I was thinking about that. This is so interesting. Yeah, I didn't talk to you about it. I just like, I don't know why we were like chosen out of like. I know like, well, maybe it was. Oh my god. Yeah, that's how I. Yeah, that's how it happened. So I knew like. No, that's what I was like doing. Like, no, I thought I'm a Yankee. I think that's no, I messaged you. I was just like, hey, like. No, I didn't. Well, like, it's so funny when people like. They're like, well, I didn't know that you thought this. Just like, really everything about it. I was so stressed out yesterday and today.
Certain like classes like these that get they're really I'm like no sight of beyond like
I don't know. Okay, that's fine. You go right on ahead.
Yeah. No, I was like, it's so hard to like have just on any side of that topic. But like, that's really my problem. I didn't realize they were just taking it like hard for like having that topic. Like so Catholic. Yo, I was like, why does it have to be
But it's also like your last year too. So there's some sets that come with that.
Just go out there.
I think that was like when snacks and this is it.
I can go to Alabama.
Yeah.
I would go to no, I told you about my mom.
I was very, it's weird, I didn't realize how clever my sister like kind of surprised that. Because like, you're like, I always have to like, and like, it's like, you had a very, and I was like,
Why do I like the bad guy?
the way they said it, like, yes, like the last thing we said, it's not really responsible. It's, I mean, that's pretty cool, like, but like, you're like a little matter when you raise schedule, like, and like, you show and stuff. And so it's much more like, even yeah, that's it. That's not required, you know.
Not too much. Like your whole world is about it. The really like easy stuff, like that you can just do without thinking. Especially for how small or bigger, like
I know what you're
like. I'm not saying that I have one, like if for some reason you were able to look at it, just like my nose to that, kind of like yeah, it's about the comfort of the wall, but it's also been like look at all or kind of whatever you know that you can do with 100%. We have a chance. I don't doubt you, but it's like I want to go to because I say first to last time it's like and now we get 5 wins for basket. We have game. If we get player in your five, how many games do we have? We have 5 teams. And it's just funny because I like the bed. And it's easy to run sectional because it's all pretty much 116, 120. So it's just easy to just. So you have 5 minutes. If you run, I think it'll be awesome. And it's still back.
I'm excited to like literally 5, 6, and 7 all the time where I'm telling you oh yeah.
Go.
It's so well, I mean, the thing is, it's like, it's like, so like, more people in those schools, but not a lot of who was it?
What's your school?
Hey, we gotta get this man a ladder.
Why is this one so hard to hold right now? Everyone is sharp. Everybody is. Hold on. Good run, straight.
Go, Eagles, go! Southern Miss to the top. 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 Last time. Southern Miss to the top. Go Eagles! Go Eagles, USM! Go Eagles, USM! Go Eagles, USM! Go Eagles, USM! Last time! Go Eagles, USM! We are Southern Miss. 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 There we go. Let's hear your colors, Eagles, black and gold. 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 Last time. Let's hear your colors, Eagles, black and gold.
Southern Miss. Got to do better than that. Come on, here we go. One more time. Loud as you can. Ready? Southern Miss. One more time. Southern Miss. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being here on this amazing day at the University of Southern Mississippi. An exciting day. We'll look back years from now and talk about that we were there the day that the Golden Eagles got invited to the Sun Belt Conference. So it's an exciting day. We're glad that you're here with us, and we're looking forward to a lot of amazing things happening. I'm going to start off here, a little program we've got for you. We're going to talk first to the guy who has issued the invitation to the Golden Eagles to be a part of the Sun Belt Conference, one of the premier group of 5 conferences in all of college sports. And so here to talk to you and talk to you a little bit about the Sun Belt Conference and Southern Miss's admission to the Sun Belt Conference. If you would, let's give a big, big, big Golden Eagle welcome to the commissioner of the Sun Belt Conference, Keith Gill. Keith.
Wow, this is awesome. I do want to just clarify one thing just so I don't say something wrong to begin with. I didn't extend the invitation. Our CEOs of the Sun Belt Conference did. So I just want to, shout out presidents run it. Presidents are the ones that run it. So I just want to clarify that before I get started. But in all seriousness, I am so delighted to be here today. It's absolutely wonderful to look out this room, see the band and the cheer, and to see all of you and to see all the black and gold. And it's great. And I know that I've got a lot to learn because I was trying to figure out what the chant was. And so I turned to Dr. Ben. I was like, okay, I've got a little bit to learn so that I can follow along and understand. And I look forward to being on that journey with you as I learn more and more about Southern Mississippi and your wonderful program. So we're thrilled that you accepted our invitation to join the Sun Belt Conference. Really, I just can't, words can't really describe how excited we are. We feel like this is such a perfect fit for the Sun Belt, and this is an absolutely wonderful marriage and partnership that we are about to embark on. When the kind of national realignment discussions began, our goal was to only add a school if it added value to our conference. We felt we were in a very, very strong position. And that's why we're here today, because we knew Southern Mississippi would make the Sun Belt stronger. You were so well positioned, particularly with your passionate fan base, your tradition. I was talking a little bit earlier. So I grew up a Florida State fan, so I'm from Orlando, Florida. And one of my Southern Miss memories is when you beat Florida State. And I certainly, there we go. And it was interesting, I couldn't remember the year, but I knew it happened because I certainly remembered the pain that I felt as a youngster. And it was quickly like 1989. So I won't forget that going forward. And I certainly know that folks here won't forget it. And the great thing is the next time you beat Florida State, I will be excited about it, and I will certainly be one of the first ones supporting and clapping in that regard. So, we're so excited about this from a regional standpoint. We feel like Hattiesburg and Southern Miss fits perfectly in the Sun Belt. There's going to be great regional rivalries, great opportunities for all of you to travel to the games that we have in the Sun Belt, and it's really just going to be fabulous, really, for both of us. So for our member institutions and yours, who you have traditionally played, we're really excited about that. So, and I also think that the academic and athletic missions just marry up so well. So our CEOs and our ADs were so complimentary of Southern Miss, certainly where you have been, where you are, and where you're going. And we just thought this was the perfect marriage. So I just want to say welcome to the Sun Belt family. We're so excited to be here. We're so excited to have you as part of that family. I'm looking forward to getting to know you. And one of the great parts, it only took me about an hour and a half to get here. So it's close to our conference office because we're right in New Orleans. So I'll look forward to being back. But thank you so much. And we're so excited that you're a member of the Sun Belt family. And I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you. And I'll be back on campus regularly. But this is great. So we're excited that you're part of our family. So thank you.
Keith, when I told you 89, I wasn't quite sure how old you are because we beat Florida State a lot of times, and so it could have been one of just a handful of times that we beat Florida State back in the days. We are so lucky here at Southern Miss to have somebody who runs this university, that loves the university, that bleeds black and gold, loves athletics, loves everything that goes on the campus of the University of Southern Mississippi, and that's our president, Dr. Rodney Bennett. It's fun to see him at all the sporting events that he can make it to, the way he leads the cheers and the way he supports and loves Golden Eagle athletics, in addition to the rest of this beautiful university. So to welcome you on behalf of the university, would you please give a warm welcome to our president, Dr. Rodney Bennett. Dr. Bennett.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. As I said to our visitors over in the other room, I want to welcome you to the great state of Mississippi. I want to welcome you to the city of Hattiesburg, and I certainly want to welcome you on behalf of all of our alumni to the University of Southern Mississippi. I'm not going to talk but just for a second because Jeremy is going to come and give riveting remarks in an address, and she'll take questions until the last person has been able to speak their piece on whatever the subject might be. So I'm not going to stay at the podium but just for a second. Although, as university president, you know, we love a crowd and a microphone and band and cheerleaders. I mean, so I could go on and on and on, but I'm going to refrain from doing so. I see Patrick McGee back in the back of the room, and I know Patrick doesn't like a lot of attention, but Patrick, I want to thank you for your very thorough analysis that apparently was on social media that really outlined how awesome and how important and how relevant this move to the Sun Belt was and now is for the University of Southern Mississippi. I think for a lot of our fans and a lot of people that know the university, being able to have you break that out in the way that you did, that you broke it out, I think brought greater clarity to what we were hoping to accomplish. And so as a good alum and a good Southern Miss family, I just want to give you a shout out from the podium for all that you do as an alum and a member of our university and local community. Y'all help me thank Patrick. Patrick's gonna kill me for that. So as mentioned before by the commissioner, the University of Southern Mississippi has accepted the invitation to join the Sun Belt Conference. That shall be effective on the first day of July of 2023. Membership in the Sun Belt is an exciting opportunity for this university, an exciting opportunity for our student athletes, an exciting opportunity for our alumni and fans, and an exciting opportunity for the university's host communities. This move will allow our student athletes to compete in what I believe is what I believe to be the best and the fastest growing Group of Five conference in the country. And it will also provide greater visibility for the university's championship athletics programs. In addition, as you all know and as was stated earlier, the Sun Belt's geographic footprint will create new rivalries and will encourage more visitors to our state. And it will further increase, listen to this, our athletics programs' $41 million annual economic impact on the state of Mississippi. That is very significant and very important. I do want to spend just about a minute or so acknowledging, because it's important for the history of the University of Southern Mississippi, acknowledging that the University of Southern Mississippi was a founding member of Conference USA when it was established in 1995. And since that time, the university has enjoyed great relationships with university presidents, faculty, and staff among those member institutions. And I believe that during that time, our institution helped to create and celebrate intercollegiate athletic environments that promoted the health and well-being of all students, but particularly the health and well-being of our student athletes. I'm very proud of that work. I'm very proud of what we were able to do since 1995. But I'm even more excited about our future and more excited about this opportunity that lies before us. So as each of us prepares to start the next chapter, I'm excited for our coaches, many of whom are here this afternoon. I'm excited for our alumni, our fans, and our stakeholders. But I'm absolutely the most excited for our student athletes, who will now have a greater opportunity to have their friends and their families attend their games and watch them compete at the Division I level. I invite each of you this afternoon to join us in turning the page and in being a part of writing this new chapter in our Southern Miss story. Thank you all for being here this afternoon, and Southern Miss to the top.
Well, we all know to be successful in any endeavor, you got to have a great leader. And without question, we at Southern Miss have a great leader in our Director of Athletics, Jeremy McClain. You might not, see him in the stands jumping up and down and cheering, but nobody loves the Golden Eagles anymore and wants them to do any better than Jeremy McClain does. How lucky we are that when we were able to get this guy to come to Southern Miss and be a part of our athletic family and be a part of all the great tradition and all the great things that have happened at Southern Miss and all the things that are going to happen to Southern Miss, particularly with this announcement today. So if you would, give me a big, big Golden Eagle welcome to your Director of Athletics, Jeremy McClain. Jeremy.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot express what it means to see this group of folks here today to help us celebrate. John, appreciate that introduction. So first of all, before I get into my comments, my riveting comments, Dr. Bennett, Commissioner, we, in the state of Mississippi, we don't let you come visit without giving you a gift, okay? And so we got a gift out here sitting on the seat that you can take home with you. It's a gift basket of Mississippi, Hattiesburg, Southern Miss flair, some things you can be reminded of us at home or in the office. But also, normally when we're in this room, we're introducing a coach or whatever the case may be with a press conference. And so we usually give out a football jersey or whatever, basketball jersey, whatever the case may be. So we didn't want to break that tradition. So Commissioner, we have prepared for you something that you can hang in the office.
You got it.
Yeah, you bet. Hey, Commissioner, I think you'll recognize that number 12. At least I hope that makes some sense to you. So we know that was a number you wore during your playing days. So first of all, this is a great day to be a Golden Eagle. This is a great day for our university, for our department, for our teams, for our athletes, and we could not be more excited to be joining the Sun Belt Conference and look forward to being a part of that and continuing to help grow that conference. Thank you, Commissioner Gill. We appreciate your work with us, first-class manner that this kind of happened, and just really have a great appreciation for the way you've handled this whole situation. And so just very thankful for that. Our thank you also to the CEOs in the Sun Belt and the AD group. I know there were a lot of people who were great advocates of Southern Miss and Southern Miss coming into the Sun Belt in that room. And so I'm very thankful for that group. I want to say thank you to Dr. Bennett. Dr. Bennett, I appreciate your leadership during the process. We would not be standing here today celebrating if it weren't for you and your guidance and your counsel. And so I really appreciate you and what you've done for us. we are excited about this opportunity for a lot of reasons. One, this move allows us to join what I believe is one of the most competitive group of 5 conferences in the country, and getting better each year. It allows us to create regional rivalries where we can reduce travel for our student athletes. It allows our fan base to travel to contests and support our student athletes. And it also gives us an opportunity for greater exposure. And we talk about playing on national television. We talk about being on a platform and having a partner in ESPN where our games, whether it be football or basketball or softball or baseball, soccer, you can go to one place and know where it's going to be and be found, and a place that is the leader in the industry in ESPN. And so we're very excited about that opportunity for all of our folks. I was able to kind of watch this league grow. I spent 4 years in the Sun Belt as the AD at Troy, and was able to really watch this league grow, and decisions, really key decision points throughout that process. And I could name several, but you go back to membership decisions when I was there, renegotiation of the ESPN contract. You talk about what's happened over the last few years, and definitely a lot of people have made really important decisions that have aligned the Sun Belt to, again, be one of the best group of 5 conferences in the country. We feel like this is a wonderful fit on both sides, and we look forward to competing in the Sun Belt and helping continue to elevate this conference and our programs on a national stage. I stood at this podium 2.5 years ago during my introductory press conference, and I talked about embracing our rich history of success and building on that foundation, but also beginning to chart our path forward and turning our eyes toward the future. And today is a very, very big step in that journey. And so we're incredibly excited to be able to celebrate that with you today. However, this is not the finish line. This is a starting point. Okay, and I want to be very clear about that today. This is a big day for us, but this is a starting point for the future of Southern Miss athletics. We need to continue to invest and build in the ways that benefit our student athletes, and so the work has really just started for us. We need to continue to pull the rope in the same direction as a fan base. We need people to step up and join the Eagle Club. We need more Circle of Champion members. We need people committed to what we're doing. And I know that's going to happen, and we've made great progress over the last few years. And so this is an opportunity for us to build some momentum and continue to do those things. I'm a firm believer. Again, we've had a very, very rich history. But I get up every morning thinking that our best days are still ahead of us. And again, today is a step in that direction and something that should be absolutely celebrated. And so I'm excited for our coaches, for our student athletes. This is a league that, as I mentioned, I think is one of the most competitive in the country. And I think people think about football, which obviously gets a lot of eyeballs and is very important. But I see some of our softball members here today. Thank you guys for being here. It means a lot. Your program soon is going to be able to compete in a conference that got 4 NCAA bids last year. And that doesn't happen very often. Now, a baseball league that is normally, year in, year out, a multi-bid league. And so it's not just football. It's really across the board. And we're excited to be a part of continuing that growth in partnership with the Sun Belt, and really look forward to celebrate many years of success. The future is bright, and we're excited to be a part of again, the best group of 5 conference in the country. And we look forward to celebrating that as we make this transition. So I am going to, I think, John, I may steal your thunder here a little bit, but I told everyone I would take questions. I'd be happy to take questions because I know there are questions about certain things that maybe you guys didn't get to ask. So I'm going to open this up and feel free to, I know we probably got some instructions, John. But
we do. We've got a microphone, I think, on each side. So if you would just raise your hand, one of our guys with a microphone will come to you, and you can ask Jeremy a question.
And I think Commissioner Gill is more than happy to answer questions. I don't know if Dr. Bennett, if he's I've done my part.
So start us off. Somebody get a question. Who's got a question?
This is not a shy group. I know you guys. And you guys are really letting me off the hook easy. Yes, sir. He's going to bring a microphone to you so everybody can hear you.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was looking at the future schedules, some of the on the Southern Miss site, and how will this affect? I know we got future games with Miami,
Right.
Florida State's on down the line, and Mississippi State, and some other people. So will this affect those contracts at all?
It should not affect any of those contracts. The only contract in the near future it would affect is, I think, in 2024 we have a game with Troy, so that would obviously change since we're
Right.
joining a conference with them. But as far as our other non-conference games, it should have no impact on what that looks like.
Okay, well, that's great. Yeah, we're excited about playing the regional teams. We got a great tradition with Lafayette and Arkansas State and the others, so we're excited
Well,
about it.
thank you, and I agree with you. And I think I had the question earlier about, in non-conference, we played a lot of Sun Belt teams, so how does that shift and change? I think we're going to have new opportunities. I think we'll have opportunities with UAB and some other folks who may have changed conferences as well. And so there are going to be still our philosophy is going to be that regional footprint, and so that I don't think will change. The faces may change a little bit, but we're still going to try to schedule regionally as much as possible. Other questions?
Jeremy, can you talk financially, going from Conference USA to Sun Belt, that had to play in the part of, making a move to the conference? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that question. I think from the standpoint, a couple of things that really, when you think about the financial aspect, one of the main things that I think we can count on, there's still some unknowns, right? So we try to speculate and evaluate as best we can, but there's still some unknowns. But the one thing we can rely on is that our travel is going to be drastically reduced. And so not only from a standpoint of cost, which we feel like could be $500,000 a year or more, but we think about our student athletes' time. And so if our softball program, if they're going to if they have to get on a flight and go somewhere, which we often have to do in our current situation, the time that it takes for them to drive to the airport, spend time in the airport, get on the plane, and do all those things coming back is an impact not only on them physically throughout the year, but it's an impact on their academic opportunity as well. It's really a stressor. So from a financial standpoint, I think the travel piece was a thing that made, was kind of the glaring advantage from a financial standpoint. There are other pieces to that. I think we're going to be able to grow into. I think from a media standpoint and other opportunities where we'll end up on the plus side, but it definitely was, the financial impact was important to us. Other questions? I don't know, we got a few media members in the room. You guys are welcome to jump into. Yes, sir.
I'm assuming that your time with the Sun Belt obviously helped open doors. Just curious, how did the process start and how long did it take?
Yeah, great question, fair question. I'll answer both parts of that. Number one, I'll tell you that, it probably, my time in the Sun Belt probably helped from a familiarity standpoint. And I'll say this, relationships matter. I don't care what business you're in or where you're at in life, relationships matter. And I try to teach my kids that, how you treat people, it will pay off. And so I do think it helped, but I'll say this, Southern Miss didn't need me to prop them up. Southern Miss stands on its own 2 feet. What we bring to the table is not about my relationship, it's about our history, our fan base, this campus, this community. And so I do think it helped with some conversations, but I think at the end of the day, when the Sun Belt took a look at Southern Miss, it was pretty glaring that this was the right fit and a right marriage, both ways. And so, that's kind of the relationship aspect of that. Process-wise, really sped up here at the end. Quite honestly, I think people feel like it, whatever the case may be, right? People have invitations for 2 months, but that's not necessarily the case. Now, when the first dominoes fell in conference realignment, ADs begin to talk to each other across the country. In your own conference and other conferences, you're trying to kind of get a sense of what may happen. You're planning for best case, worst case scenario and trying to position yourself the right way. And so there are a lot of conversations that take place across the country during those times. But as far as having conversations with the Sun Belt office, that really happened pretty late in the process. And, I won't say that there wasn't, probably had a sense that it was a fit on both sides, but really the conversation sped up very much at the end.
Certainly. I was so comfortable in the seat, you know, so I wasn't even going to think of getting up. But yeah. But I think also one, I would echo the point in terms of what Jeremy said about Southern Miss sold itself. You know, I mean, you should be proud of everything that you have here, that you have done from a tradition standpoint, and that your future is bright. And I certainly think our league recognized kind of that piece of it. I think there's a lot of informal communication that goes on, so that Jeremy talked about. So certainly there was phases of the process, but certainly that informal communication phase with kind of presidents and ADs and those things kind of played out over the course of a couple of months, and then certainly it kind of speeds up at the end in the last couple of weeks, and as we kind of get closer to this point. So it's certainly a clunky process and not very linear, but I feel like we got to the right destination.
Other questions? Yes, sir.
Okay, you talk about an hour and a half to get here. Where is your office located?
We're in New Orleans, in the Superdome, on the Poydras side of the Superdome. And come visit us anytime. Ask for Burt Carter.
Bert's trying to sneak out of the room right now. Yes, sir. Right here, down front, guys. Oh, they're coming.
How are you going to handle that competitiveness?
Yeah, great question. The question was really about kind of what happens from today, I think, until the day that we join the Sun Belt and the competitiveness aspect of that. Mr. Trussell, I don't see any of that changing. We're still going to be able to compete for championships. Could some of the things around that change a little bit? Yeah, I mean, they could. But our student athletes will still have the same opportunities. They're still going to be able to, compete the way they would have if we weren't standing here today. They'll be able to compete for championships. They'll have the same opportunities to earn NCAA berths and those kind of things. So, yeah, I don't think our student athletes will feel that difference. I think most of that will be felt in kind of the back end stuff and what we're trying to do to get to a point where we make the transition. And I want to reiterate, it's critical for us to make sure that our student athletes don't feel that. They deserve every opportunity, and we're going to make sure we get that.
Hey, Jeremy.
Thanks
Thanks for all that you do. My question was about media rights. That's the big thing now. Has any of that been released yet? And if the Sun Belt continues to expand, does that change anything?
Yeah, great question. And I may put the commissioner on the spot here a little bit, but I'll tell you, from a if the question is, what is the media deal in the Sun Belt versus what the media deal is in Conference USA, I would say that the two are comparable without going into great detail because I don't have it in front of me. But, from an expansion standpoint, I think I may turn to the commissioner on that one, but I do think that's a great question and something that, will unfold over time. You got anything to add to that?
Just say we just extended our rights deal with ESPN through 2031. So, and they're a great partner with us. And we are so proud to be with them and so proud to work with them. They've done a great job of providing incredible exposure for us. So clearly, as we continue to grow, we feel like it's interesting. When we started this process, we felt we were in a really good spot with the 10 football playing schools that we have. And we were only going to add if we saw value. And so we got stronger today by adding Southern Miss. And I think anytime you get stronger, that creates opportunities for you. Those are certainly opportunities that we'll explore when the time is right. But we have a current agreement through 2031 with the best college football partner and really best college athletics partner that you can have from a media rights standpoint that provide an unbelievable amount of exposure. But we'll certainly explore ways to kind of increase that opportunity and grow that as we continue to grow. I mean, we certainly we're not done with our process in the expansion piece. So this is the first kind of stage in that process, and I think we'll continue to get stronger as we continue to roll out the next phase of what our expansion looks like.
Thank you, Commissioner. Stu, I'll add a couple of things to that. I think the exposure piece is what's really appealing to me right now, and I mentioned that just from an ESPN platform standpoint. You know, the Sun Belt currently in their agreement do play some midweek games, and conference office does a really good job of trying to balance those out. We still get plenty of Saturdays, but you have the opportunity to be on national television midweek. And the other thing I'll tell you is that we have said a couple of times up here, and we didn't coordinate our notes necessarily, but if you're going to be one of the best group of 5 conferences in the country, 1 or 2, which I really think the Sun Belt is going to be, that's where a significant increase in revenue can come from. When you talk about the college football playoff and what that means to finish 1st or 2nd versus 4th or 5th. Other questions? Going once? I want to thank you all for being here today. This is, again, a great day for this university. I'm so incredibly excited, Commissioner. Thank you for everything. We're looking forward to celebrating this for a long time to come and to helping be a valued member of the Sun Belt Conference. With that, I'm going to finish up. We're going to hang around for a little while. If you'd like to say hello to the Commissioner, I know he'd be happy to get to know you guys a little bit, and so feel free to do that, but I want to finish the right way. Southern Miss? Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, folks, for being here, and we look forward to seeing you at another Southern Miss event very, very soon. Dr. Bennett, come give us one final send-off here.
Southern Miss to the top!